you're going okay with what's going on. It's a huge change in a lot of people's lives right now. It's affecting families, and there's job losses, there's business losses, there's closures, there's all sorts of scarcities going around in the environment, in the media and everywhere. And this session right now is to encourage you that you will be okay, you will get through this, particularly if you can get your mind into the right place, because it is ultimately a battlefield of the mind. And I know you know that, but it's how we talk and how we think that's going to change the actions that we take and the outcomes that are achieved. And you know that's true, and I just encourage you. So this is called Rising Above the Seas, and it means to focus above the seas. It's like seeing the forest, from the trees. So we sometimes can't see what's going on all around us because we're so involved. And I'm saying, don't get involved in the media so much. Don't get involved in talking about the negatives or the possibilities or the what ifs. It's not good for you. And it's not good for your family, and it's not good for any attitudes to get your business to where you need it to go, or to get your career to where you need it to go. And there may be some changes there. Back in 2002, I studied with a guy named Michael Hall. He's a doctor, and he wrote the books for Richard Bandler for neuro-linguistic programming, and he really taught a lot about rising above the problems by using particular methods to helping people understand what the problems were meaning to them and how to get above them. It's a large reason why a lot of our clients are so successful, is that we help them get above these issues, these challenges, these thoughts, these feelings, whatever, and they hold on to that way of being, and it changes life for the future. Now, I have a belief that all things will work together for good, and I've seen it play out in my life, and I believe it will work out for your good too. We can either get into this is terrible, or we can get into this is an opportunity of change. Now, it is a choice, and it may not be the change that you wanted to make, but it's a sidestep, and it can come back in wonderful, wonderful ways. We've seen it time and time again. We've been through the global meltdowns and things like that for ourselves and with our clients, so we've seen businesses actually thrive in these times. So I wanted to just share with you an analogy or a way of helping people, and it might be your people, it might be yourself, help them to change in their job roles, or change in their careers, or change the way they're thinking. So let's look at it as a draftsman. This is a real story of one of our excavation and civil plumbing companies. Had a draftsman that needed to be a salesman, but he didn't believe that he could do that. He wanted to be. But until he worked out how much he truly valued being a salesman and what it really meant to him and his family, he didn't really start moving. Then he realised he didn't have the skills, but he wanted it enough to get the skills, and that was the pinnacle of change. When he knew that he wanted it and valued it, believed in it enough, he was willing to get the skills and became a salesman. It's the same as, I think in one of the articles I spoke about a surfer, a school student. He didn't want to be in school, and I can understand that. But he needed to get his mathematics up to be able to complete school and do what he needed to do. So understanding about his surfing and how mathematics attached to his surfing interested him. It was a substantial change for him when we actually, when I just focused on what the mathematics could do and what it would mean for his future surfing school or future, business based around surfing. Once he knew that, his mathematics came up. So what was that drove him to that? Was how much he believed in what he was doing, how much he valued what he was doing, and it gave him enough to really change his skill sets to get what he really wanted. So that put him into action, and action is terribly needed at the moment. Action in what we can do. Focusing on the media is not what's going to happen. We need to focus above the seas. Focus above the seas and keep looking at what we can do to get to where we want to be. So you can do this. You could be a director of a multi-level organisation. You could be a company owner, a small business owner. It's the same. The battlefield is in the mind, and it can be changed all of the time. So when we look at what we need to be successful in our business, what do you value about changing your mind? What do you believe, and how important is it really to you to keep going and get into the positive mindset, focusing on what you can do? Now, if you don't know what to do, reach out, look out in the internet, hook up with professionals like us, or find someone that can actually help you and knows how to get through and change things with you. Brainstorming with a good friend, a good business mate, someone that you trust, that you can actually be honest with and open up and be vulnerable with, is a person that will probably help you to brainstorm ideas that you may never have thought about. If you're open to knowing that you don't know everything, if you're open to accepting and adopting change and embracing change and looking at it as a good thing, then it'll be a good day ahead.